On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we'll talk about the string object. The explanation covers everything from basics to advanced techniques, including pitfalls related to Unicode and regular expressions, step by step and in an easy-to-understand manner. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. Strings in JavaScript are one of the most frequently used types in everyday development. Primitive strings, like hello, behave differently than wrapper objects like new string, hello. Normally, you should use primitives, and there is little need to use the object form. This code shows the difference in type between a primitive and a wrapper, and how they behave with strict comparison. In most cases, avoid using new string, and stick to primitives. Template literals are useful for embedding variables and writing multi-line strings. You can insert variables and evaluate expressions intuitively. Template literals are highly readable and ideal for building complex strings, including multi-line strings. The string object has many basic methods. Slice and substring are similar, but they handle negative indexes differently. Slice interprets negative values as positions from the end. Be clear about which one to use. It is common to split a string into an array for processing and then join it back. A common pattern is to use split to divide a string, process the resulting array with map or filter, and then use join to combine it back. Replace only replaces the first match. If you want to replace all matches, use the G flag with a regular expression. By passing a function as the replacement, you can perform dynamic replacements as well. With dynamic replacement using a function, you can concisely write code that analyzes and transforms matches. For multilingual support and comparison, in addition to lowercase and to uppercase, Unicode normalization, normalize, is also important. This is especially necessary when comparing accented characters. Different Unicode representations, such as ligatures and combining characters, won't be equal as is, so use normalize before comparing. JavaScript strings are sequences of UTF-16 code units, so some characters like emojis can occupy 2 code units for a single character. To handle real character units, use array from the spread operator or for of. Length returns the number of code units, so you may not get the expected count with emojis or ligatures. 4. Of, and, array. From, handle something close to displayed characters, grapheme clusters, but if you need complete grapheme support, consider using a specialized library. If you forget to escape user input when embedding it into a regular expression, it can lead to unexpected behavior and vulnerabilities. Always escape user input before using it in a pattern. Do not use user strings directly in regular expressions. Always escape them before constructing the regex. When concatenating many small strings in sequence, putting them into an array and using join can be more efficient. On the other hand, template strings are highly readable and fast enough in most cases. Modern JavaScript engines are highly optimized, so you don't need to worry about performance for a small number of concatenations. However, if you need to concatenate tens of thousands of times, using join can be more efficient. Trim, pad start, pad end, and repeat are convenient methods that are especially useful in everyday string processing. They are often used in practical situations such as formatting input values or standardizing output formats. These methods can be used for normalizing form input or generating fixed width output. Locale compare is effective for comparing strings according to dictionary order for different languages. You can specify language and sensitivity options, such as case sensitivity. For internationalized comparisons, use locale compare and specify the appropriate locale and options. A common use case is parsing a single CSV row into an object using a combination of split, trim, and map. For quoted fields or complex CSV files, use a dedicated CSV parser. This method works for simple CSV, but be aware that it cannot handle cases where a comma is inside a quoted field. There are some easily overlooked specifications and behaviors in JavaScript string handling. To avoid unexpected bugs, it's important to keep the following points in mind. Using new string can lead to incorrect results with type checking or comparisons. In most cases, primitive string types are sufficient. In Unicode, a single visible character may consist of multiple code units. Therefore, the value returned by length may not match the actual number of displayed characters. When incorporating user input into a regular expression, always escape it first. String prototype replaces only the first match by default. If you want to replace all occurrences, use the program flag in your regular expression. Strings are immutable, so operations always return a new string. It is important to always assign the returned value. Even though JavaScript strings may seem simple, it's important to understand their characteristics regarding Unicode and immutability. By mastering the basics, you can greatly improve the reliability and readability of your string processing. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the content of this channel, please consider subscribing.